We've been taking you guys down this Barrier Island beach right here in Beaufort, South Carolina. Thanks to all of you that have been keeping up with the videos. You guys rock. We just southern folks down here that love beach exploring and taking you guys along on our journey. And we're back out here and we're going to finish up this walk on down this beach. And always, guys, if you're out on the beaches and you ever run across any trash or anything like that, always be one that tries to pick up, take back more trash than what you bring out on the beach.
I think it's broken. But, oh, yeah, it's a huge piece of a big knob whelk.
Maybe on down this beach though, we may run across one. Check this guy out up here. Crabs sitting right here. And we call these guys the ghost crabs. You can check them out. Ooh, he's a little beauty, isn't he? We'll let you be, little buddy. He was charging me, she's saying, you know, and he was trying to show his dominance. He's protecting his space, and that's his space, and I'm not going to mess with him anyhow. Just wanted to give you a look. And he's moving right back over where he was. He's probably got a hole dug in the sand right there somewhere. They burrow down into sand. It is a beautiful day out here. Look at these beautiful blue skies and just the little bit of clouds that we're seeing around.
Our water even looks a little teal today. Our waters are very kind of a green-brown color here, and today we actually have that pretty kind of teal tint a little bit to it.
Give you a little close-up look at what we're seeing. Some saltwater mussels, clams.
Just picked up this really pretty arc shell. I just like the colorations of it. It's a very common one here. There's several right through there. A Dysdocinia.
That's cool.
I'm gathering up some of these, even though they're common, because we like to do giveaways, and make sure you leave that comment, because that's how I pick our giveaways. Just kind of a random person that's willing to take the time and comment. I like to, you know, give back every once in a while, share some of our sea treasures with them. My house doesn't need any more shells for sure, even though I still steady fill it up more and more. So I like to send a little handful out. So some of these are going to be coming to somebody, and we like to thank our Patreons for helping us do that. They are the ones that help with the financial part of supporting the channel somewhat, and they actually, we use that financial part for the postage to ship these shells, so they're free of charge completely to the winner. Look at this pretty jingle while I'm running my mouth. Ooh, that's a beauty.
There's definitely going to be a winner in this video. Leave the comment. Let us know what you think about the videos, and you know, hopefully you'll be selected in the random drawing.
Oh, tell the bus there. You think they would care?
We're not going to keep that for you guys. We're going to find some good stuff. And if we don't find some good stuff to give you guys, I promise you we got some good stuff back at the house.
Yeah.
We can share. We got plenty.
We do.
Stephanie's a little bit greedy with her shells, but you know, we got plenty stuff.
Here. Little set of angel wings. The whole pair.
The tide is going out, dropping out, and periodically I'm walking back to the boat, checking the boat, make sure, you know, it's still afloat. Don't want to get the boat stuck while you're here. Use the tide near me out to figure out what the tide was doing, so I would know what to do.
pretty jingle. And a couple little cockles I put in here.
Get a better look at the jingle.
Put it in there. Little baby's foot imprint in there, as I've always called them growing up.
That's a nice one, dark black.
We found those 2 little cockles to add into somebody's little treasures. Little broken whelk. Aww. And there's a pretty olive shell. It doesn't look like it's that old because the sheen is still on the shell, but it's busted right in half. Bewilders me, what can break those shells like that?
You never know what's out here in this ocean.
Oh, some more beach trash.
Beach trash. Give us a like for picking up the beach trash. Pretty art. Pretty orange.
Angel wing?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, it is broken already. There's a hair right there too.
Look at that one, how it's got the little hole right there where
the univalves have something's already eaten it. The other types of shells, the univalves, this is a bivalve, it has 2 sections, but like the whelks and the shark eyes and drills and all those, that's how they actually eat their prey, is they'll drill a hole in the shell, which then they will kill the inside of the muscle. You see, that's why they drill right there, because that's where the attachment of that muscle is in that shell. So they kill that muscle, slurp it out through that hole and go on about their merry day, and the shell eventually washes up on the beach.
I'm just thinking, you know, it's kind of cool because it's like pre-drilled for hanging like on a wind chime or something like that. If you were going to make a necklace and hanging around your neck, I mean, kind of already pre-drilled in the perfect spot.
Yeah, if you're going to make crafts out of them, that would be the ones to come out here and collect, because you see, you know, there's plenty of them like that. And
they're almost always drilled in that same position?
Right, yeah, and like I said, it's because of that reason. These shells are, I mean, they're instinctively smart within like how they catch their prey, how they know where to kill their prey.
So these would be great for crafting in my opinion, just because of that one factor.
Yep, you don't have
that they're pre-drilled. And look, I mean, just this one here probably was drilled and killed from the other side of the shell, but here's another.
Yeah, I mean, and then sometimes they'll get like little break marks around their drill hole, which a lot of shells will. But look, even this baby's ear right here, which is a great find, woohoo, for the baby's ear. Look, it's got a little drill mark in it. And this is a univalve. These are very carnivorous. They'll eat the other shells up.
Is this one pre-drilled? The bigger one? Could something pre-drill a big shell?
Yeah. I mean, they even drill holes in like these big horse conchs and big whelks and stuff. They'll, according to, you know, they can attach these little ones. I guess, you know, the weaker ones get picked out first if there's small ones around, probably.
Well, you just never know what you may learn out on the beach. I've learned tons right here on this beach from the information that Steph has shared with me, and from reading all the comments that you guys and ladies are leaving. I love reading the comments. I love hearing that you like our videos, and I'm just so thankful that you guys are enjoying the videos. We're putting in the time, you know, and we're putting in the effort. We're continuing trying to make these walks and other videos on the channel, and we are just who we are. Check out this big beautiful olive right here. This is the big beautiful olive for Oliver today, I guess, Steph. This may be the one for me today.
Olive for Oliver.
What you think about that?
That's a pretty one too. It is pretty.
Put it in your hand. Your hand's a little smaller to make this thing look bigger. Here you go. Check it out. And Steph's picked up some other shells and pieces to show you guys too.
A Tellin's, a really pretty like purple streak barnacle. A little pair of angel wings, another arc, and that one was a little off-centered. That guy wasn't too much of a perfectionist, I guess, that killed him. And a little cockle there, the crown off of a little whelk. But this would still be perfect for a little small hermit crab to live in, because, you know, it could hold a little smaller hermit crab being broken off. It wouldn't be as heavy on them. and that beautiful olive he just found. Beautiful.
Okay, one more shell and I got to run back down the beach, check on the boats. That's gonna take you guys a little bit further on down. My anxiety's starting to get up about this boat, and I definitely don't want to get stuck. That's, you know, 5 or 6 hours of sitting out here.
Yeah, today we don't need to get stuck out here. We don't have time for that today.
One of the whelk shells, the knob whelks, just covered in a matrix, like a buildup from the sediment and stuff in our area. Broken up pretty bad and stuff. I'll be right back. It looks like you're gonna get luckier on down this beach with these guys, because I'm starting to see more stuff. I'm hoping for the best for you guys while I run down there.
All right. We'll catch you in just a minute. And y'all, as he walks away, check out that pretty shirt he's got on. For those of you who like our crabbing videos, we've got that Salty Reflections blue crab shirt. That is linked down in the description below, and also in the Teespring store that should pop up under our videos, showing you options of where you can buy merch if you would like a shirt like that. On the Teespring, or on the Spring site, they do only have cotton shirts at this point. Hopefully they'll eventually come up with the polyester shirts like we wear, the dry fit type that have the SPF protection in them, for those of you who like to be outside a lot like we are. So if you're interested in the polyester shirts, you'd have to contact me directly. Our email is also in the description below. Salty Reflections BSC@gmail.com, but it is in the description below as well. Broken piece of a sand dollar. Another little feather. I'm finding plenty of little feathers today. If you didn't see it in the very first video from this series, check it out. I found a pink feather. I was excited about that, from one of the roseate spoonbills, one of the beautiful birds that we have in our area. Pretty cockle. And I've collected a few cockles, so I don't really need any more today unless I find them kind of spectacular. But I am going to put my little angel wing in here. Here's a glimpse of that little pink feather. It's a little disheveled, but it's still pretty and pink. Ooh, look at those. Love to see those pelicans fly over like that. Got a two that are a little lagging behind, lifting back up over the beach, flying over the rack lines into the wind. Awesome. Pretty little blue and gray clam there. I think that's the quahog clam, just a small one. And look, this may be the first one I have found whole today. It is the sailor's ear, more, you know, well known as the channeled duck clam as well, but it's kind of a nickname, the sailor's ear. And those are fragile, so you would want to put them where you would put your more fragile things like the sand dollars or angel wings, because they will break easily. Unfortunately, as you see, like this little angel wing here, it's a little battered and bruised. And we know we hadn't been out here with you guys in a while. Oh, there's a black one. That's pretty. Same thing, the channeled duck clam, sailor's ear that I was just showing you. It's just, you know, absorbed the sediments from all of our pluff mud in our area, and it's got that black color. So let me show you a little comparison here on this little cooler. And this is how they would be a pair too. Like if they were still connected, they would open up right there. So they would, you know, they're obviously not a pair since there are different sizes. I'm trying to hold it with one hand and hold y'all. But they would be like that when they are alive. But of course the same size. But pretty, pretty shells. Another pretty little cockle. Look at its little colorations. Kind of reminds me of a sunset. And if you're not familiar with the sea oats in our area, man, they are beautiful too. And it is illegal to be in the dunes and alter any sea oats or dig them or anything like that. And you see right now there are some And I say illegal, I don't really know if it's illegal, like what, I don't know. You're just not supposed to. It's not proper etiquette one way or the other, because whenever the life's up there like that, you don't want to disturb it. That is what helps with the erosion. So I'm glad to see these sea oats growing here. This beach has been breached several times over the last few years by some of the big high spring tides and king tides and things like that. So I'm glad to see some of this life growing really well up here. And you see these orange stobs? Those are turtles' nests that are marked up here. So another reason, you know, just like they had the particular area on our first video from today's series, that front area where we parked the boat was marked off for the birds nesting on the ground in that area. So the same reason, you don't want to be up here. There could be the birds same nesting in this areas as well as there's lots of turtles nests up there. And unfortunately, the survival rate of those little turtles is already low enough. We don't need to help them by just shoveling them in any kind of way. Lots of arcs. Ooh, and another spoonbill. Ooh, pink feather. Love it. This one's a little bigger. Still pretty disheveled, so I'm hoping kind of when I wash them up, they'll like look a little better. We'll see. Right now they're kind of like my hair, a little like beach hair, don't care. You know, they've already shed those feathers, so they don't care what they look like for sure. Little pretty angel wing into my little tiny delicate container. Just a candy container. But I like to recycle and reuse things when I can, so you'll see that little candy container many times on our channel if you'll look, or if you've been following along. I have a few of them that I use. Little slippers. I'm seeing a few little slipper shells. So these are from the slipper snail. A piece of coral. That quahog clam. I seen that pretty purple there when it was under the water. We'll walk a little faster on down this way because still just finding a lot of common things, and you know, that's cool. They're pretty, but I want to see if I can find you guys something that we have not seen yet today. So like I've mentioned on previous videos, if I get to walking too fast, change the settings on your thing easily on a little click down button right below the video, and you can change the speed to half or quarter, or you can speed us up if you don't want to hear all our talking and you just want to go through the shells and the beach. Speed us up a little bit. Little broken angel wing, but I'm glad it made me stop. Look at there, that black baby's ear. How beautiful. Ooh, ooh, love it. And they're really not as fragile, but I do tend to keep them in my little fragile pile as well, just because some of those other harder shells, they will break those. Especially if they get banged around a little bit, getting loaded or unloaded or something like that. And if you're just at a beach for a very short time and are only walking and you have a little bag that you're going to tote, another great way to put your fragiles is just like a little tiny like Tupperware container. You know, depending on what kind of shells are in your area and what you're finding, the size you might need. In our area, sometimes we find lots of sand dollars, so even up to like a Cool Whip bowl size little Tupperware container would be great. Help keep them from getting banged around with these other cockles and oysters and whelks that if you guys come to our area, you're bound to find some of. So this is most likely where this shell had a drill mark as well, and then it's kind of busted up and broken around it, because a lot of the shark eye shells that you find will have those same little drill marks already in them. You know, how they died. Beach trash. Oliver's getting his exercise today, making sure the boat doesn't get landlocked. We are out on this barrier island by boat, so we do have to watch the tides. And since it was almost high tide when we got here, because that's all we could manage with our schedule, and we just were glad to take the chance and be able to come on out here, even though he knew he was going to have to, you know, make a few trips back and forth to the boat to be sure that we don't get stuck out here all day. If you're coming for the whole day, it doesn't seem like a big deal, of course, unless an emergency was to arise or a pop-up storm or something like that. I've seen many people let their boats get beached intentionally. Our boat has been beached times itself, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. So today we don't want it to be one of those unintentional days, so he's just being careful. Pretty half of a sand dollar. That's it though, just half. And so you can see these ghost toll crabs holes right here. Ghost crab holes, let me get it straight. But that little ghost crab he was showing you earlier, this is one of those ghost crab holes. And this one is only, you know, about that big. Whereas the one I showed you earlier, I could put almost my whole, you know, hand into as far as the fingers. So just shows you the size of the crab. Almost whole cockle. Lots of oysters and clams. Some little cockles and orcs. Lots of this reeds up here. This is just very common in our areas. That seagrass I was talking about, that's the reeds that, you know, once they die off, and then they're light and float all around and wash up into the high tides everywhere. We have them a lot around our home as well, wash up around in the marshes. I'm on a feather kick today, I guess, since I'm not finding a whole lot else. And cockle. It's kind of a bleached out clam. Like I said, we do have lots and lots of those clam here. Look, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but it's where this clam was sitting here with water in it, and it's been sitting here long enough that the water has all evaporated and it has left just all the salt crystals on the shell. So you can see all that white stuff there that I'm kind of flaking up is salt. So that just goes to show you, you know, we have a very high salinity, you know, in our area. It's one of the reasons why our oysters are so famous, is because everybody loves South Carolina oysters, low country oysters specifically, because of that salt salinity. And I see a beauty right there. Let's check it out. Woo-hoo! Come on, baby. Oh, one little piece there and a couple little chips there. Oh, so pretty though. Gorgeous. And it's got that little spoon in it still, right there, just part of the seashell. I'm actually gonna put it in my little fragile pile, even though it's not 100%. Hoping whoever gets this treasure box will like it, whether it's 100% or not. We put in 100% effort to bring you guys out here, and we like to share some of our goodies with y'all, so make sure y'all give us a like for doing that. Thumbs up, you know, if you haven't yet. And then also make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell notification next to it, so you can get videos every time we post. It'll send you a notification, so we can be at the top of your list if you want to go to the beach with us. And if you would like to help the channel and help support by being able to, you know, donate and help ship some of these beautiful shells to their new owners, check out our Patreon page. All those links are in the description below. For any way to contact us, Patreon, merch, or other social media sites and things like that, check them out. Oliver usually keeps Facebook updated. of what's going on and what we're doing on a very regular basis as well. So check him out on there. It's a Facebook group page called Salty Reflections. It's a public group. All you have to do is join. Wing was nice. I'm taking a look around right up here in the edges just to make sure I don't see anything right here that I can spot quickly. Some other big cockles I see back there. And I do see plenty of footprints, guys, so we're definitely not the first ones walking the beach. You guys seen in the first part of today's series, there was a lot of people here today. Like on most beaches that we travel to, if it's areas that we see that are not as populated or people are not walking down to as much, we try to go to those areas because we know that's where, if you're going to find anything, it's going to be, you know, in those kind of areas. This beach, because of the way the topography is here, it's not really a very smart idea to dock your boat right here unless you're going to stay right with it and move it in and out with the tide. But of course, you know, you got to anchor it the correct way so the waves don't come in the back and all that kind of jazz. Whereas into the inlet around from here and even behind the little island, depending on the tide, you can park there and not have to worry about moving it as much. You can set your anchor and, you know, to where it'll be okay for several hours at times. Just because of the water depths on that side. This is a very gradual sloping beach here, a great swimming beach, but it's just, you know, only located out in the water where you can travel to it by boat only. No road access. Oh, and it's holding water, so I'm assuming there's no hole on the other side. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Another beautiful beach treasure to add to somebody's collection. Make sure you leave us a comment if you want that somebody to be you. And if you don't really care about the seashells and you still leave us a comment, we will appreciate it. If you don't want the shells, we will pick another winner. You just tell us to do so. Matter of fact, that is what we have had people do that in the past. If you want to share your portion with somebody else, if you have a large collection already and are like me and don't really need any more shells at your house, or you have enough clutter already like me and don't need any more shells at your house or whatever, or something like that, you let me know, and there is somebody out there that would love to receive them, I feel sure. I know some of our viewers are actually, you know, pretty common beach combers themselves, so of course they don't really need our shells. So unless they just want some Salty Reflections treasures, of course. Look at that size of that one. My whole hand goes down in there with no problem. And there's another one there. And I see where there was another one there that has filled in there. So there's some big ghost crabs right in this area. Wow. And any of these shells that got washed up on this beach when they were alive, you know, if they got dried out up here in the tide, these crabs and birds would not let a bit of them waste. So for those of us who eat shellfish, we understand why they like them so much. I like clam strips and things like that, so I can understand why the birds and the crabbies want to eat them. I've never gathered the clams from here though. I have had neighbors tell us that they have. I've eaten some. I've actually seen a few being cooked and eaten. Ooh, some people eat them almost raw or completely raw. Nah, I'm not doing any of that, but I love some fried clam strips. Wow, check out that olive. Gorgeous. Does it get any prettier than that? Gorgeous. Think about those waves. If you haven't done so yet, give us a like, taking you out with those waves. And I don't see Oliver coming back yet, but I think we've been on this journey for a while now. And I probably have a sunblock stash from the sunblock I use, the zinc sunblock, as long as all my sweat. So I might have one of those sunblock milk stashes there, and that's okay, because I'm probably beach hair, don't care too. So I love you guys no matter what I look like. I'm glad y'all like me no matter what I look like. Y'all have seen me looking some crazy ways on these beaches and on these other beautiful places. I'm glad the surroundings are what we're trying to show you the most though. So anyway, thanks for coming along, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Oliver puts in tons of time on the computer editing these videos to bring them out to you guys and take you guys on our adventures. So as I've said before, we just do what we do. We take you guys along. If you want to come along, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, get the notification when we post new videos, and enjoy these waves with us.